Next up, we have André Le Mont Wilson, who says that my foundational education experience outside the classroom was attending my mother's poetry readings and performances. Aww. Sometimes I didn't pay attention as a kid. Other times she embarrassed me. Little did I know that after her death, I would begin performing poetry using some of the things I learned from her. Oh, so we actually have a little boy, me and Kevin. Quick side note, Darian, who's 13, and he almost came tonight, and he was like, no, you're just gonna use your poet voice, which, you know, guilty. But that's really special. Can we please welcome up Andre?
Thank you all for coming out. I dedicate my reading tonight to my late mother, Jessie Lee Dawson Wilson, a poet, writer, and educator. My first piece, Sankofa. In Africa, where dance began, a bird planted her feet in green earth, folded black wings to her body, and balanced her egg on her back. Instead of flight, which would plummet her egg groundward, she turned her red head backwards. Her beak open, she cradled and carried her egg forward. People of Ghana named this bird Sankofa. San, to return, ko, to go, and fa, to fetch. Sankofa, for it is not forbidden to fetch the forgotten. Like the egg Sankofa carried from her back with her beak. My mother carried me first in her womb and then on her back until she could carry me no more. She tried other means to ensure that I would not be left behind in school or in life. Gifts of old books I refused to read. I craved rocket ships instead of the past. My mother danced at school one night. I slumped in my seat to hide from peers who whistled and whooped at the woman whose bare feet drumbeat across the stage as feathers and fringes fluttered and flowed. My mother embodied Sankofa. She never forgot the cotton fields she picked as her mother had picked. She learned from the past and brought the past to the present. After my mother died, I found her poems strewn in her room like nest feathers of some exotic bird. I rescued her poems from the past and carried my mother's dreams into the future. Thank you. My next two pieces from about my mother are from my very first chapbook, Hauntings, the winner of the 2022 Newfound Prose Prize. The first piece, Braille Terrapin. My mother left Texas and its lynching trees after graduating from high school in 1954. She returned to California, where her family had worked in the shipyards during World War II. She married, had 2 kids, and divorced. According to my elder brother, Terry, she called her mother back in Texas and asked, "Mama, can I come home and live with you?" Mama spoke into the phone. You raised two black boys who've always lived in the city. One boy is fast like Brer Rabbit. The other boy is slow like Brer Terrier and doesn't have the right temperament to live in the South. You bring him down here and he's bound to say or do something that will get himself lynched. At the time of their conversation, several years had passed since Emmett Till, a black boy from Chicago, had been lynched while visiting relatives in Mississippi. He supposedly whistled at a white woman. My mother decided to stay and remarry in California, where I became her next son, born in a state rumored free of lynchings. However, with each killing of an unarmed African American, I feel a growing awareness. What happened to blacks in the Jim Crow South could happen to me today, anywhere in America. Whenever I walk in an Oakland suburb and see a barren tree overlooking the marsh, I imagine myself hanging from it and hurry home before dark. Thank you. My last piece is titled Apparition of Dreams. Mom, you never dreamed I would read your diaries after your death, but I find more comfort in your dreams than in the reality I'm living now in a time of a pandemic. If given a choice between watching the nightly news with its epidemics of bad news or reading your dream diaries, I choose to be Little Nemo in your slumberland, Alice in your wonderland, Midsummer in your night's dream. On September 28th, the day the jazz trumpeter Miles Davis died, you dreamed he was high up, wore a purple cape, and thanked you for your prayers. On February 10th, the day the Roots author Alex Haley died, you dreamed he gave you a big turkey wing, sliced you a lean ham, eliminating the fat. On one day, whose location I can't find again in 1,000 pages of your diaries, you dreamed of Maya Angelou. That's all you wrote, dreamed of Maya Angelou. And on December 9th, when you gave me a copy of I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings, I hugged you. But on February 28th, when you saw her perform in person, you were disappointed. On June 22nd, you dreamed you rode a bus with Marlon Brando. I'm thinking, really, Mom? Which Brando? Hey, Stella! Or, I'm gonna make my home. Be careful, serious. Did you speak to him? What did he say? Just as I imagined you chatting with Brando on a bus through LA, I read the end of your diary entry. Also riding your bus was Lionel Richie of the Commodores. I'm thinking, really, Mom? What the hell is Lionel Richie doing on a bus with you and Brando? Lionel sang in a little high voice all the way home. You underlined a poem your son wrote. What happened to Brando? What does your dream mean other than the world's greatest actor serving as witness to your son's poems sang by the world's greatest composer. But I find your dream extraordinary for your imagination and ambition. Sometimes, Mom, your nightmares resemble the nightmare I'm living. On November the 11th, you dreamed of eggs bobbing in blood. Not good, you added. On December the 10th, you dreamed of a man lying on the road. You went to help him. He motioned you to place your hand on his side. You refused. His side opened and pus flowed. You awoke, your heart beating fast. On December the 26th, you dreamed you were in a funeral home. When the hearse arrived, you saw a dead man inside. On January 20th, you dreamed the devil delivered a bronze-colored casket to your door. Sometimes, Mom, I wonder if, upon your death, as you knelt and prayed on a dirty carpet before your bed, and your heart spasmed until it stopped, you realized the dream you dreamed on January 10th. You walked down a dark street. Yellow neon lights blinked and attracted you like a moth to a porch light. You came upon a motion picture show starring Cab Calloway. Resplendent in a white zoot suit, he sat on a throne like the king of Sweden. His wide-brimmed fedora formed a halo around his head. A spotlight shined on him. He stood from his throne and walked through the black and white picture screen and into the movie theater in full color. His gold-plated chain jangled as he jazzed his way down the steps in front of the screen. Scattered and jived as he sang, "Hi, hi, hi!" He sassed his way up the theater aisle. When he reached you, he did a split, rose, and offered you his hand. You took it. Thank you.